My name is Sarah, and I want to share my story about family, promises, and learning to keep going even when things get tough. My husband and I have a baby girl named Emma. She is 1 year old and she makes us very happy, but life is not always easy. When I got married 5 years ago, my husband and I had no home of our own. We lived in a small rented room. It was a tiny space with just enough room for a bed and a table. We dreamed of buying a house, but houses were very expensive. We decided to make a plan. First, we will save money and buy a small home, my husband said. Later, we can sell it and buy a bigger one. We spent our days working hard. My husband worked long hours in construction, and I had a job at a local bakery. We saved every little bit we could. My mom often visited and said, "Why waste time on a small home? Buy a big one now." But we didn't have enough money for a big home. We smiled and told her, "We'll start small and dream big." 2 years ago, I found out I was pregnant. I will never forget that day. I held the test in my hand, my heart pounding with excitement and nerves. I told my husband, and he smiled and hugged me tightly. "We're going to be parents," he said, his eyes shining with joy that we had saved enough money to buy a small house, and we were ready to make the purchase. But when we shared the news with my mom, she said, "Don't buy a small house. Buy a big one instead. I will help you." Her words gave us hope. Mom had a plan. "I will give you some money," she said. "Your husband's parents can also help. You will pay a little each month, and it will be easy." She also promised to take care of the baby so I could continue working. It sounded perfect. "Thank you, Mom," I said. I felt relieved and excited for the future that we bought a big house. It had 3 bedrooms, a cozy living room, and a small garden. It felt like a dream come true. My husband painted Emma's room light pink, adding colorful stars to the walls. He worked late into the night to make it perfect. When Emma was born, she was small and sweet. With tiny fingers that wrapped around ours, I stayed home with her for 3 months. Those days were full of love, but also sleepless nights. After that, my mom kept her promise. She stayed home with Emma while I went back to work. I was grateful. "Thank you, Mom. I don't know what we would do without you," I said often. We had a plan. I worked, my husband worked, and my mom took care of Emma. We managed to pay the bank every month. Everything seemed to be going well. One sunny morning, as we sipped tea together, my mom said something that changed everything. "I am tired. I cannot take care of Emma anymore," she said. I froze, the words sinking in slowly. "But Mom, you promised to help," I said, my voice trembling. She sighed and looked away. "I have my own life. I want to rest. I have a right to be happy." Her words felt like a heavy weight on my chest. My husband and I exchanged worried glances. "What will we do now?" he asked that evening. Emma was only 1 year old and too young for school. We still had to pay for the house, and I couldn't stop working. "Can you find a new job?" my mom asked my husband later that week. "Maybe a job that pays more money." Her words made me feel angry and hurt. "Mom, that's not fair," I said. "You promised to help us." She didn't seem to understand. I also have my life, she said firmly. I want to be happy. Now I stay home with Emma and I can't work. My days are long and exhausting. I wake up to Emma's cries, feed her, change her, and try to keep her entertained. My husband works all day and comes home late, his face lined with fatigue. We eat dinner quietly, play with Emma for a bit, and then collapse into bed. Every day feels the same. Sometimes I call my mom. Please help me, Mom, I say, but her answer is always the same. I am busy. I feel hurt and abandoned. I ask myself, why did Mom promise to help if she didn't mean it? My mom is happy now. She has new friends, goes to the park, and attends parties. I feel alone taking care of Emma without much sleep. My husband works hard and I feel guilty for depending on him so much. One day, I broke down and called my friend Anna. She has a little boy too. Anna, I don't know what to do, I said, tears streaming down my face. Anna listened patiently and said, It's not easy, but you are strong. You will find a way. Her words were like a balm for my heart. Anna suggested, Why not ask your husband's parents for help? Maybe they can watch Emma sometimes. Her idea gave me hope. That Sunday we visited my husband's parents. They were kind people who adored Emma. After lunch I shared our situation. My mom cannot take care of Emma anymore, I said hesitantly. They looked at each other, their faces full of concern. My husband's father finally said, We can help on weekends, but we are getting older and can't do too much. His words warmed my heart. Thank you, I said. Even a little help means so much. That night, my husband and I stayed up late talking. What can we do? I asked, but he held my hand and said, I will work harder and look for a better job. You can take care of Emma and maybe find a part-time job from home. It wasn't a perfect plan, but it was a start. The next day we started following our new plan. My husband worked longer hours, often leaving early in the morning and coming home late at night. It was hard not seeing him much, but I knew he was doing it for us. I spent my days with Emma, keeping her entertained, feeding her, and trying to manage the house. At night, after Emma fell asleep, I began searching for part-time work online. It wasn't easy to find jobs that I could do from home. Most jobs required skills I didn't have, but I didn't give up. Eventually, I found small projects like typing and organizing data. The pay wasn't much, but every little bit helped. My husband's parents started visiting on weekends. They would watch Emma for a few hours so I could catch up on rest or finish my online work. Those few hours felt like a blessing. Emma loved spending time with her grandparents, and I loved having even a small break. One afternoon, while playing with Emma in the garden, I noticed how much she had grown. She was starting to say a few words and loved pointing at the flowers, calling them pretty. Her laughter reminded me why I kept going. No matter how tired I felt, Emma was worth every effort. As the weeks turned into months, our routine began to feel more manageable. My part-time work started bringing in a little more money, and my husband's long hours eventually paid off when he got a promotion at work. It wasn't a huge raise, but it was enough to ease some of the financial pressure. My husband's parents offered to help more often. They started coming over twice a week, allowing me to take on more online work and have some moments to rest. Their kindness meant so much to me, and Emma always looked forward to their visits. One evening, my mom unexpectedly came by. She looked hesitant as she stood at the door. "Can I come in?" she asked softly. I nodded, unsure of what to say. She sat down with Emma on her lap, stroking her hair. "She's growing so fast," Mom said, her voice tinged with regret. I didn't know how to respond. After a long pause, she said, "I want to help again. Maybe not every day, but I can come over once a week." Her words surprised me, but I felt a glimmer of hope. "That would mean a lot, Mom," I said, my voice cracking with emotion. Life wasn't perfect, but it was improving. We were learning to adapt, to lean on each other, and to find joy in the little things. Emma was our light, and every smile she gave reminded us that we were stronger than we thought. As time went on, we began celebrating the small victories that made our days brighter. My part-time work continued to grow. I started getting larger projects and even learned some new skills like graphic design, which opened up more opportunities. I never thought I could learn something new while managing a baby, but Emma became my inspiration. My husband's job also brought changes. His boss noticed his dedication and offered him a role that allowed him to work fewer hours while still earning more money. It was a relief to see him smile more often and spend more time at home. We started having family dinners again, and those moments felt precious. My mom kept her word and began visiting every Thursday. She would bring small gifts for Emma, like books or toys, and spend the day playing with her. I used that time to focus on my work or just rest. Slowly, my feelings of hurt began to fade, replaced by gratitude for her presence. Emma continued to grow, and every milestone felt like a victory. Her first steps, her first words, and her giggles filled our home with joy. One evening, as we sat together in the living room, Emma held out a drawing she made with crayons. It was a simple picture of 3 stick figures holding hands. "Mommy, Daddy, me," she said proudly. Tears welled up in my eyes as I hugged her tightly. Looking back on the challenges we faced, I feel grateful for the lessons they taught us. Life is rarely smooth, but with love, patience, and teamwork, even the hardest times become manageable. Our family grew stronger because we faced those struggles together. I learned that promises can change, and that's okay. People have their limits, and it's important to forgive and move forward. My mom's decision to help again reminded me that relationships are never perfect but are worth nurturing. Now, when I see Emma running around the garden or hear her laugh during bedtime stories, I feel a deep sense of peace. Our journey is far from over, but we are moving forward with hope and love. And as I hold Emma's little hand in mine, I know that everything we do is for her future. She is our light, our joy, and our reason to keep going. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our lessons. Keep practicing, stay curious, and I'll see you next time.